I'm fairly tired. Had a great nap earlier, so I'll probably be up at least another hour. I didn't expect this live stream to even go this long. Yeah. So I'm gonna end this. It was a pleasure talking with you guys. Bunny Boots is live right now, and I want to watch him. So I hope all of you guys will join him now. That's where I'm going. So thank you so much for joining me on this. I truly appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Silent Citizen. It seems that you have noticed that I was live streaming before I even told you in the chat, so. Alright, so, as is, let us go ahead and get on to the fun stuff here. And check this out. Earlier this evening, well, it's actually 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe 4 o'clock. Shit, I gotta fix my I gotta fix my computer clock here. So, but nonetheless, let us go ahead and look at my chat. Well, I mean not my chat, my paint thing, but of course my computer froze it. Come on, there we go. All right, this is the email I received earlier. And I'm not able to look at the chat and do this at the same time, so I will, of course, brief between the two. But some fun little information. This came in this evening about my Eugene TSA thing, and great, someone must have, someone has subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. This is the standard privacy complaint in the upper portion here that you get. Pretty much what happens is, say someone filed a privacy complaint, gives a link to the video specifically, and then they run a timestamp. You see the underscores here is actually where the semicolon is supposed to be at for designating the minute to second area. Now, according to this, it's from 5 minutes to 14 and 25 minutes. So that's essentially someone flagged it from the 5-minute mark till the end of that specific video. And I went and took a quick gander at that, and I didn't really see anybody that stayed within the shot of that camera for that entire duration. Now, I sent an email back over to YouTube stating this: I need further information about the complainant, as this is a public, crowded area inside an airport where I'm legally allowed to record, which has been well documented on my channel in the past. Currently, I cannot identify a single person that stays within the shot that is there, that is stated in the filled out times from the complaint. If it is a government employee that filed the complaint, it should be noted. Establish case law out of the 1st, 3rd, 5th, 9th, and 10th Circuit Federal Appeals Court have ruled that it is completely legal to record and document government employees within their course of their duties, and this location falls underneath the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals, along with the that's supposed to be with your headquartered location. If the government employee, if it is a government employee, I request further information so civil case can be pushed. If the filing person isn't a government employee, I have no problem editing out them out of the video, as long as I can identify them so proper masking can be applied and tracked to that individual. And that is my basic go-to thing when dealing with YouTube. This was hastily sort of put together. I put this together in probably about 15 minutes. And yes, the Third Circuit actually said that we can film the police. That was the original jurisdiction where people sat there. Well, the judge sat there and said we have to be exchanging First Amendment rights or something like that to communicate. Anyway, I'm looking back at my OBS so I can see the chat for anybody that wants to try to pose a few questions to me. Or I think, or dang it, it's just too small on my screen here. I'm gonna have to just go over to my chat box. So give me a second here and get my live dashboard up. But that is the basic of what I'm dealing with on that part. And as I said, this is pretty much my standard go-to. It's been a while since I had a privacy complaint, but as is, it is being handled and dealt with. And we'll see if in 48 hours it gets taken down or I get hit with a privacy complaint. And this is also leading on to my announcement. I'll probably be rolling out a future secondary channel or backup channel. This is actually commonly seen with certain YouTubers where they'll roll out a second channel and they'll throw random various content in there, something like that. And I think I'll probably be shifting some random content. I'm looking at expanding some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing with live streaming and involving Twitch to some extent here. And I don't know if anybody's got any questions. Hey, Tom Z is for president. Hello, Bunny Boots. How long until Josh is in here pulling his pants down? I don't know how long until Josh gets in here and starts pulling his pants down, but I don't really need to see that. I don't think anybody of us needs to see that. BB is smarter than Geek Squad. I probably have all the qualifications to be definitely a high-end tech over at Geek Squad. What will change in the net neutrality do for us? To be honest, I don't know how much of an impact net neutrality is going to have on specifically the platforms we put out on. That's going to be a wait and see, but there's also a court battle going on with that. So just to keep that in mind, and I got to sort of keep it down. There's other people in the place I'm staying here, so I got to be careful with my voice. It does travel to some extent. But as is the net neutrality, that's a huge, huge mess of stuff. And there's actually a guy who did a really good video about that earlier this week. If I can remember off the top of my head, I'll go ahead and reference it to you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other important little news thing. And that is, of course, you can see I'm live streaming the Twitch here. And as is, I have something known as the little community down here. I have formed up what's known as the civil rights community. So for those of you who end up getting into streaming on multiple channels, and I love this little infinite window kind of thing we get going on here. If you start streaming with Twitch, you'll be able to stream over to, well, you can connect with the group civil rights here, and that's something that you can add within your dashboard of your channel. And let's see here, how can I do this? Give me a second here. Bring up the other thing. Do I have to worry about anything that I bring up on the dashboard? No, I don't. So I'm going to just copy this link and bring it over here. And where you can just find this at Civil Rights Community, I'll have a link in the description of the YouTube video of this for those of you who end up watching the VOD on Twitch or on Periscope who want to find this. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. Here's my dashboard. Takes a second to load up. The internet where I'm at is not that great, so. But down here is where you would put it in. You would just type in civil rights, civil rights all lowercase, and you just click on that and it'll add it in here. You can do up to 3 communities. So if you end up getting into doing this, you'll be able to, if you start streaming your civil rights activist or whatever, you start streaming to Twitch as one of your backups or something like that. I got a place to set up a community so this way people can find you and do all that kind of stuff. Anyway, on top of that, I also found an interesting channel on Twitch here, and that is Normalizer24 Gaming, who is not just some person who streams video games. It turns out he is a cop who live streams while he goes around. And I did clip one of his things. Oh, there's a few people who's got other clips here. But here's his intro. Let's see if I can play it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I'm here on Twitch TV, The Ride Along Show. No Razor 24, Twitch TV. Thank you, sirs and ma'ams. We appreciate it.
Now, I guess he's gotten permission from the sheriff's department that he works for to do this. And I really want to wait and see how this all turns out, because I think he's on to something. I have been alerted that there is another Twitch channel where he was a cop and he was doing live streaming, but something happened and he's no longer a cop. I'm not sure on the details. I'll see if I can learn more about that in the future. But as is, a few people have got some clips already of him doing stuff here. But I really recommend checking him out and maybe subscribing and seeing and just chatting with him, because it's a good idea to socialize with law enforcement and stuff like that to some extent and understand their viewpoint. We just can't be one-sided in all our happenings and all that stuff. And let's see here. Is there anything else? I was trying to remember. There's one. Oh, yes. That reminds me. It appears that some people, they need a free video editor to do the video editing. They're not all that set up. And let's see, Gary W. News actually had a pretty good comment. That can't be legal, surely. I don't know. That is actually a good question about the legality on that. And if I have the time, I'll do more research on that specific thing. But anyway, continuing on, it appears that some of the live streamer people that are not live streamers, the people that are out there filming and doing the civil rights stuff, you need a video editor. Well, in the link in the description below, I have a link to a program called HitFilm. This is free to use. Now, in order to properly download this, you would have to go to the website and say, hey, I want to set up an account, and then you have to promote it on like social media on Twitch or Facebook or something like that, and then you'll be able to get this link here to go and download it. I have bypassed that, but you're still going to have to make an account. But it is free video editing software. You can do up to 4K videos, and it will not stick you with a watermark that will take up half of your screen or something like that. I just remember a person was doing did a video, and they had a Filmora watermark pasted over the entire like lower portion of the screen, where you couldn't really, it really just made it look crappy. But people need free software out there. I've been using this all summer. It is a decent software. It's free, and it's worked pretty good. Also, on top of that, let's go ahead, and I want to point out they have a YouTube channel with tutorials on how to do all their stuff.
Welcome to the HitFilm channel. Every Tuesday we upload new filmmaking tips to YouTube.
Yeah, they have tutorials and all kinds of stuff they can show you that you can do for the free stuff. Like how to do a skydiving scene from out of Godzilla and stuff like that. But there's hundreds of videos in here with information on how to use their software. There is free pixelation and blurring software that you can use to edit out someone's face. Like you got someone that you need to protect or something like that. They also have tracking within it where you can track stuff that's happening. I do not have this installed on my laptop here, unfortunately, so that's something I'm gonna have to go ahead and set up in probably the next few days, because I gotta work on some obvious videos. But as is, it's free to use. It's got a bunch of several features. It's very similar to many other video editors out there. It's got timelines and stuff, so I hope that's very helpful information. And I'm surprised I don't have any of my images that I usually use on here to just put in my placeholder screen. But I'm going to go ahead and go back to my chat screen. Actually, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Pop out the chat. Come on. This laptop, it's starting to show its age. It's a gaming laptop, but it does a pretty good job for what it's got it for. And I know for a good placeholder thing here, paste and go. now we get double the chat. And I'm going to check real fast to see if there's anything in my Twitch chat. No, nothing in the Twitch chat. Let's see here. But any further questions? I can sit here and BS with you guys for a little bit. Let's see, Lightworks is decent, open source. That's nice to know. I'll probably try to check it out. Garth Nader is Final Cut free. I think Final Cut, there is a basic version of Final Cut that is free. Since you're asking Garth, no, let's see here. Scandinavia will blow your mind. Let's see here. Joshua Haynes says, I need protection. Well, I don't know what I can tell you. Maybe you can go to the store and get some condoms. I don't know how much protection you really need. Team C, no, it's $299 and only on Mac, but license worthy. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar too much with the stuff that's operated on Apple, but when it comes to stuff that's operating on Windows or Android, I'm a lot more knowledgeable for that kind of thing. Yep, there's a lot of stuff coming after the new year. How do you get a decent screen on camera? If you're referring to how I'm actually recording my screen, I am using OBS, or known as Open Broadcast Source, or yeah, I think Source. It is free to use and free to download. Has a lot of features that you can put in there. There's a lot of independent plugins you can put in there to have really great stuff. And it's also screen capture capability where you can just literally hit record instead of stream and record what's going on your screen and stuff like that. I use OBS occasionally to do screen capturing. I also have another program that is pay to use called dang it, I forgot its name. It's paid software. I'll have to remember at some other point. I know I named it in the past. Am I able to offer tech support? If I have the free time, I can probably offer it. It just really depends if our schedules can line up to be able to do that. Some things I'm able to help out with, some things I can't. How do I use OBS without the lag? Well, in order to avoid lag with OBS, you got to know the settings for your streaming capability. So you'll need to make sure your video resolution and your video quality is set to a certain amount and it's not overrunning your upload pipe. I am not Linux proficient. I know a little bit about Linux, partially due to the fact that Linux was used, Linux was one of the operating systems we used within the military, and a few of their systems actually were completely Linux based, and integrating that with the other systems sometimes was a pain in the butt. How do I get the name in orange? Let me see here. That might be because someone was probably chatting to me in a, what is it? It probably automatically does that based on what platform people are talking on. As I said, I'm still getting Streamlabs down pat. I'm having to readjust a lot of stuff and get things fixed up. Also, oh, that reminds me. That's what it was I was forgetting. And I do owe someone an apology in a way. Give me a minute here to pull up my email for that. And I'm just going to go ahead and read this off. Okay, the person, I'm just going to use a partial of their name because it's part of their email address they sent me, and I'm just going to refer to them as Ian. And they mentioned they sent me a while back, a couple months back actually now, a $15 donation on PayPal. And they said that I never sent them. Oh, someone, thanks for the $5 super chat, man. Anyway, when it comes down to, okay, I'm gonna have to, yeah, that put it on the regular chat, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind on super chat. As I said, I'm still getting all this figured out and all that. But they sent me a $15 donation on PayPal, and I did see that. And then they mentioned that other people, they send a thank you or some sort of personal thanks for the donation. The problem is I usually don't have time to constantly be checking my emails and to type up everything because of how busy I've been. And what I'm looking to do for people that have donated to me in the past, I'm actually thinking about setting them up. I can manually put them into the donation ticker and having that set up. I think I have it currently set up where up to 15 or 20 people will be in the ticker. But as is, I still got to figure out how that's going to work, and I don't know if they want me to use their full name or just use a partial name. When it comes to that, I will try to send you an email a little bit later on and then get that information and see how I can enter all that into the ticker there manually. My brother owned a business on Santa Fe for 30 years, passed away October. Do I need a credit card for PayPal? Oh, thank you for the super chat. Your bunny boots it smells like, oh, your bunny smells like boots. That is funny. Actually, no, you don't. If you have your own PayPal account, you can transfer over to it. Also, if you if you're on YouTube and you look in the description for this live stream, there is a Streamlabs donation link, and you can donate through that, and you can use credit card or PayPal through that. Streamlabs will take, of course, a portion cut of that, but it will do a little thing in the alert box there, and you'll be able to have I think I got it set up sometimes where if you donate, you're able to either throw up a GIF or a video or something like that. So it just depends on what I'm doing, if those options will be available, because I go beforehand if I'm like going out and doing a First Amendment test or something like that. I'm probably going to turn those settings off because I don't need my phone going off, or I might just have my phone muted. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to do all that. I'm still getting all that stuff figured out. Let's see here. Where is your online store? My online store is at Teespring, and I forget to put that in there? I guess I did. As I said, I was been putting this together here, and I forgot to add in my Teespring store, and crap. I'll have to add that in a little bit later. I'll add that in the description. And I gotta add some, I'm still working on adding some products in. Oh, that reminds me. TSA has changed up where they put the notification for their filming policy letter. Let me see if I can pull that up on the screen. Actually, that one is important right there. And it's in their FAQs. Let's see here. Because I went and pulled that up. See. Okay. / travel / frequently - asked questions. I forgot the other dash. Can I film and take photos? Security points. Is there anything else? Okay, I think that's the entire thing. Did I put that in flawlessly? That's the good question. Yes, I did, but it didn't actually take me to where I need to go. And why is that? Tell me, where is it? It's like, oh, FAQ. And civil rights, was it underneath? I'll just type in film. Here we go. And here it is. They actually have updated. They put it into this spot. It's no longer in the older locations that many other people have a link to. You'll find it underneath the FAQ. And pretty much it's standard. I'm going to just go ahead and read this off. Let me make this a little bit bigger so this way everybody can see it. TSA does not prohibit photographing, videotaping, or filming at security checkpoints as long as the screening process is not interfered with or sensitive information is not revealed. Interference with screening includes but not limited to holding recording devices up to the face of the TSA officer so that the officer is unable to see or move, refusing to assume proper stances during screening, blocking the movement of others through the checkpoint, or refusing to submit a recording device for screening. Additionally, you may not film or take pictures of equipment monitors that are shielded from public view. Now, this one is actually, this little thing here is a change from the other prior ones, because all prior ones said they ask you not to film the monitors. Now, here's the trick with this. Monitors that are shielded from public view. That means that you should not be able to, well, it shouldn't be seen. If it can be seen from anywhere in public, it's not properly shielded. And so if you're able to see the monitor anywhere from a public area around the TSA checkpoints when you're in the airport, and you're able to film it or take pictures of it, because guess what? It's still in public view. If it's shielded, like they have a piece of cloth going around the screener and the screen there, where you can't see it from any angle, well, that's effectively shielded from public view. In which case, you wouldn't be able to actually take a picture of it from a public location within the airport. On the other part here is not to sensitive information is not revealed. Well, here's the thing. That is up to TSA OPSEC and how they handle their stuff. If they end up leaking information where it's seen by the public, or something is leaked where it's seen by the public, that is on them. That is not on the person that is filming. Now, all these other things that they have in here is very reasonable, like refusing to submit recording device for screening. That means, yes, you have to send it through the x-ray machine to get it scanned and all that stuff. And you see me all the time where my camcorder is running, and it literally will run through the x-ray machine and gets moved to where I get screened when I opt out. And yes, I did opt out the last time I went through TSA. For those of you that are concerned about that. Let's see. I'm gonna pop back over here to the chat. This one, Bunny Boots pays me 50%. Let's see. Stunned, did not know about. Amazing. Go live. Some talking, I guess, about stuff. Bunny Boots, do you ever sleep? Yes, I do, but my sleep schedule's all over the place. Let's see, that's fucked up. Strength in numbers, guys. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Keep your eyes on the finish line. That is true. And to be honest, the finish line is always over the horizon, so it's hard to keep your eyes on. Bunny Boots Inc. I remember when one of the streams where they were they're all turning their monitors, even though you couldn't make out anything on them. Yes, that is true. That was sort of funny. That was at SeaTac, I think in September, or was that August? I can't remember off the top of my head. But that was the SeaTac airport. So to die, we had turned our screens away from Windows and the Ministry of Defense and UK office. Yep, that is part of OPSEC right there. If you are in an office with large windows, your computer screens shouldn't be facing the windows, because it can be seen through there even if you have the two-way mirror effect kind of glossing over the windows, because those don't work when it's dark outside. Everybody can see what's going on the area that has more light. And that's how those things work. Let's see here. Any other things here? Do donations affect your taxes? Yes, donations do affect taxes if we are absorbing the donations directly into our own accounts. If we are actually rolled up as an LLC or some sort of actual corporation or something like that, it would be a whole different matter. But as is, I think almost everybody that is doing First Amendment tests and audits that gets donations, the amount in donations that we receive does not really have a major impact when it comes to the tax paperwork. I like it when you're all live and talk about what you can and can't do. That helps people a lot. Yes, I try to give out as much informative information about what you can get away with, what you can't get away with, and where the legal lines are at. I especially want to try to get the information about there, where the legal lines are at, because as is, it's very easy to fuck up and step over it, and then you're now dealing with a court battle that's unneeded because you fucked up, and you might get a strike on your record or something like that, where you're with a misdemeanor, or it may be a situation where it is a felony. And I'm trying to advise people not to, well, avoid the whole felony or end up with a conviction on their record and trying to fight it, or have a conviction on their record where they can't, it's their kind of thing, they can't get rid of or whatever, and they're now sort of screwed on the long term. How do you find the lines? I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to with that question. Let's see, these chat rooms make a difference. Yes, they do. And as is, I'm actually looking at shifting over to do more live streaming type content. But it won't be just specifically on civil rights per se. If it will be civil rights related, it will definitely go on to Bonnie Boots Inc. But chances are I will have the BS ones that are not civil rights go to the secondary channel. Do you think call floods help? And actually, yes, I do think call floods do help. They do show that there's an impact, that there's a lot of people watching. And the more people that are able to get in and get their statement made to the public officials that are in charge of those phone lines, and the word gets up to the higher ups about, hey, yo, we got all these people blowing up our lines because we screwed up, shows that people are watching. And the more numbers that we have helping in that kind of a support fashion, shows that we're a growing and important movement, that these issues need to be addressed. And it's part of sort of power playing in a way. If you want a good information about this kind of stuff, I recommend reading stuff like Rules for Radicals by I think it was David Alinsky, or his last name was Alinsky. And then what was it? Rules of War, 33 Rules of War and 33 Laws of Power by Green. Those are really great. Joshua Haynes, super chat, $2. Yep. And thank you for the super chat. This will be the first time. Well, no, actually, I think this will be the second time I got super chats coming in. I still got to figure out how all that stuff works. So, especially since I'm going through an MCN. Call floods do help. TTS said Las Vegas MPD were furious at CCAC. That is good news to know. And also, I do want to put out, News Now Houston said this before. One time when he was arrested, they actually pulled him to the side while they were processing his paperwork and had him answering the phones also. So you never know. It may end up when you're doing a call flood, they might pull the auditor, civil rights tester aside, and he'll be answering, and you'll get a chance to talk to him. 48 Laws of Power, the Pin and the Sword stated. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the name of it. But those are great books, because the thing is in order to affect change, you have to gather power and support. And that's part of the reason why the National Association for Individual Rights is forming, is to collectivize power so we can force more and better change. And and more people that are helping us out with the donations and the call flooding and stuff like that. It's just allowing us to bring about change. Because what happened with the Fifth Circuit decision there, with us getting all that stuff done, that took people supporting that, people donating money to help make sure that court case got pushed through, and all that stuff, and the comments that allowed that give us the drive to continue going on. Let's see here. I made a couple of calls, failed dissed. Yeah, some officers will, some people will diss you on the phone there. Joshua Haynes. I just like the noise and bakes. Yeah. Actually, I got that sound effect from one of the royalty-free programs that lines up within the chat thing. I usually get hung up on, then I start calling heavily. Yeah, that's when they get really pissed off. Uh, Talking of thugs, anyone seen News Now Alaska vid of handcuffed woman? I have not looked at any of the newest of News Now Alaska vids, so I'll have to go and look that up. In fact, probably what I can do. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and look. Oh, how do you know? I'm looking at myself. Oh, Asian Andy is live right now. News Now Alaska. Which video was he handcuffed lady there? Takes a moment here. Oops. News. Oh wow, I'm really messed that up. You can tell I need to get some rest here. Oh, was right there in my face. Your discretion, everyone gets knocked out. As you can see. Oh, let's see here. Okay, she's knocked out at that point. So it happens right around here, I'm guessing. Is there any noise? Nope, there's no sound. Branch County Jail, Tiffany McNeil was slammed to the ground. According to her attorney, the woman was still suing Coldwater. Oh, this happened over in Michigan. Okay, let's go ahead and load this up. And this is a video that's over on News Now, Alaska's thing. Ooh. Yeah, he's putting a lot of weight. That seems a little bit much force. He had more than enough officers to handle that situation, really. Okay. Yeah, my laptop's not the greatest device to be streaming to. Yeah, they're currently in Thailand. Actually, they have an interesting video where they're getting harassed by someone and they pulled a knife on them because they were filming in public over there. That's one of the reasons why I started keeping an eye on them. She's bleeding all over the place. All those badasses keep us safe. Oh, what was she, I seen that she was pregnant? No, I have no idea. I'll have to look up more details on that if I have a chance later. Yes, but how should I put it? I actually don't have that great of bandwidth to work with here. It is very low. In fact, actually, I'm pushing it with just the 720p quality that I'm giving you guys right now. Hey, PNP. Let's see here. I'm trying to think here. What time is it for you guys? Oh, it's about 6 a.m., so it's morning time. People are starting to wake up and go to work over there. And I should probably get some rest. But I might as well leave it up for a few more minutes. How long have I been streaming for? About 38 minutes, not bad. Any last minute questions before I end the stream? And I'm gonna check real fast over any chats over on Twitch. Nope. I don't think anything came in over on Periscope, so those usually have a unique thing here. Oh, maybe you might be able to do a First Amendment test on or audit over on Coldwater's police station. That might be interesting. Yeah, I guess that was the. I'm not sure specifically. I just know the guy was hugging on Asian Andy there, and then he started going after the camera, and it just went downhill from there. Kuzman sleeping. I don't know. Probably Silent Citizen now. I have no idea. I try not to stay up all night, but as I said, it happens. Who cut my hair? Well, I usually have a local barber shop do it over in Oregon there, but I haven't had my hair cut in about a month and a half. No, going on 2 months now. So I'll probably get one cut. It's just, it's been getting a little bit chilly, if you guys haven't noticed. Definitely colder. So having a little bit more hair on my head sort of helps stave off the cold. What is sleep? Yes, we don't need sleep. There is no such thing. All right, guys. Yep, we'll sleep when we're dead. That's one of the things we had in the military. Sleep when we're dead. We'll take a nap, though. Did you guys recently have a volcano erupt? Not that I know of. Let's see, what if I can prove why we're in the police state we're in? That's not too hard. Joshua Hayes. Our rights don't rest. Good morning, everyone. Happy holidays from Indiana. It'll take a second for the alert to actually kick, so. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. It should show up. Okay, come on. Okay, there.
Our rights don't rest. Good morning, everyone. Happy holidays from Indiana.
Okay, so the text-to-speech is working. I am glad that I finally got that to work. Thank you for helping me out with that, Joshua Haynes. As I said, I still got to work on a few other things on setup, so. And thank you for the $10 donation. In fact, I think you have donated about almost 20 bucks, so through the super chat system. Let's see, you won't sleep when you're dead. There's no time. Possibly. I'm talking back as far as 1896. I'm pretty sure we were police stating even before 1896. CC, you're going live next. Bunny Boots sent you a message on Twitter. Okay, I'll check that before I actually conk out, because I'm actually going to have a very busy day tomorrow, dealing with a bunch of other stuff that is non-civil rights related. Light domestic call. Her husband calls cops. Cops threw her on the ground. It exploded in her face. There is blood on the ground, and it was posted today. Ooh, nasty. When I die, I'll be hunting. Good hunting. That's all I gotta say. Super chat system. How do you donate? With the super chats, you click the send super chat thing on the bottom here, and I think okay. So yeah, I think you're able to get away with a minimum of $1. Holy cow! How high does this go? Okay, so and the maximum is $500. You type in your message here, you do your little emoticons, and you hit buy and send. I'm not even going to try that right now, so don't need to risk accidentally bringing up my own personal thing. But yeah, right here at the bottom is that thing. Oh, thank you, Cindy, for the super chat of blank. I hope you didn't get screwed out of sending a message there. Also, as I stated before, there is also a donation bar or donation link in the description for Streamlabs where you can donate to, and I'm trying to finish setting that up a little bit later. And as you can see, I got a little happy cloud there with raining money. Yeah, as I said, I have no idea how the super chat's the kind of thing. I gotta really look into it. It might not be available to all locations, or there might be some sort of special setup you have to do with the accounts. As I said, I don't really know too much on how all that works. There's a lot of stuff I'm constantly trying to figure out, and then try to figure out how to put it together where everybody else can learn the information. But I hope you guys have a good morning or a good night, depending on where you're at in the United States. It's definitely morning on the East Coast. So anyway, also to the person I texted the other day, I'll probably be getting with, try to get with you on a phone call a little bit later on. You know who you are because I know you're in this chat. So wink wink to everybody else. But nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Oh, Cindy's got a super chat, and I don't have the text thing for that. So we'll give it a second here.
Cindy.
Okay, so whoever, well, it looks like even Streamlabs doesn't have the thing for that, so hope that wasn't too wasted. Don't think Super Chat works on mobile devices. That might be a possibility. All right. Well, you guys enjoy the information. If you need a reviewer or whatever, check out when this archives. I'm going to double check to make sure it goes live before I crash out, everyone. And have a nice night.